Grandfathering. To grandfather or not to grandfather? That is the question. I have so many people who ask me that. What does this grandfathering mean? And does it mean anything, really? Now, most group plans right now are non-grandfathered, and so it's really not an issue on group plans. But on individual plans, many people have what are called grandfathered plans. And it's a big question. And it really just all stems from the healthcare reform. And back in March 23rd of 2010, President Obama signed into law the big healthcare reform that everyone's heard about, and that is going to affect health insurance and healthcare going into the future as long as it stays intact. And so everybody in my business and in the healthcare community is assuming that the healthcare reform is going to stay intact. And what it did was, when President Obama signed that bill into law, it basically put a line in the calendar. It said on March 23rd, 2010, if you have a plan in force, that plan at that time, that plan is considered a grandfathered plan. Any plans, anybody who went on a new plan after that time, there's some exceptions, but for the most part, anybody who went on to a new plan after March 23rd, 2010 is on a non-grandfather plan. What is the difference? Well, the new non-grandfather plans have to abide by all of the stipulations and regulations that are in the healthcare reform, whereas the grandfathered plans, the old plans, do not. And still, so what is the difference? What does that mean to me? Well, the new non-grandfather plans, one of the things, which is a big thing, is preventative care. Preventative care is covered at 100% in network on all non-grandfathered plans. The old plans, the grandfather plans, they for the most part do cover preventative care, but not at 100%. So most people would say, well, I want one of those non-grandfather plans because I want the preventative care to be covered at 100%, which makes sense. Well, and also the non-grandfather plans, many of them are a lot less expensive than the grandfather plans. So why wouldn't I want a non-grandfather plan? Well, the grandfathered plans, if the health care reform stays on track, January 1st, 2014, we are going to have what's called a health insurance exchange. And there will be guaranteed health insurance for everybody, meaning that they don't have to answer any health questions to get enrolled in health insurance, which everybody considers as a good thing. But part and parcel with that is we feel in the industry that the price for insurance is going to go up probably dramatically at that time, at least at the beginning of the health insurance exchange. And all of the non-grandfather plans, one way or another, are going to be migrated over into the new plans, these new plans when the health insurance exchange becomes effective in 2014, January 1st, 2014. So the rates on those plans we feel are going to go up dramatically. The grandfather plans are in their own island. They, even though they're more expensive now, and in a lot of cases they cover less stuff, at that time they're not going to have to be migrated over into these plans. So they can kind of stay the way they are. So some people feel there's going to be value in having a grandfather plan because they're not going to have to abide by the health care reform, and they're not going to have to be involved in this new rate structure. So having a grandfather plan right now might be more expensive, but in 2014 it might be a lot more cost effective. The one thing I can say for sure is if you have a grandfather plan and you decide to move over to a non-grandfather plan, you can't go back. So once you go non-grandfathered, you cannot go back and get your grandfather plan again. So the one piece of advice I can give you as far as grandfathering and non-grandfathering is if you make a change, and some people are making changes because they want to save money now, and some of these non-grandfather plans are less expensive, be very deliberate about making that decision, because once you switch over, the carrier, whether it's Anthem Blue Cross or Blue Shield or whoever it is, they will not switch you back to your grandfather plan. So that's grandfathering and non-grandfathering. little bit in a nutshell. I don't know what else to say about it right now, except be very cautious about making changes. And if you need to save money and save a lot of money, I understand the change from non-grandfathering to from grandfathering to non-grandfathering. But if you're just looking to tweak your plan just a little bit, I don't think it's worth it at all to give up your that grandfathering status. Anyways, be well, have a great day wherever you are, and I'm sure I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.